Welcome to By the Numbers, a breakdown of the statistics of Warhammer 40,000, from unit stat blocks to the strengths and weaknesses of certain weapons. In this episode, we'll be covering the weapons available to the Imperial Guard Infantry Squad, including sergeant equipment and heavy weapon squad options. The Lasgun, often referred to as the flashlight by guardsmen, is the standard issue weapon of the Astra Militarum, thanks to their low level of maintenance and ease of use. They have a range of 24 inches, and if you're playing on a 4 foot by 4 foot table, that gives you range on half of the battlefield. Combining this with rapid fire 1, allowing you to fire twice if they're within half your range, means that a model carrying a Lasgun can be quite effective at holding a position, at least against troop type infantry. It is only strength 3, and so it's unlikely to be very effective against tougher elite units. It also has no AP and only 1 point of damage, so anything with a higher armor save or multiple wounds is going to be tough to take down. Nonetheless, a squad armed with Lasguns can be a powerful force when used correctly. The default weapon of the Sergeant is the Flashlight Mini. It's the Lasgun without any of the things that make the Lasgun good. Only 12 inches of range, meaning you have to be within charging distance to use it, no rapid fire, low chance to kill, and while being able to shoot in close combat is neat, when it's only one guy in the squad, it's not a huge boost in combat ability. Thankfully, you can replace it with something more useful, like a Boltgun for next to nothing. Frag Grenades can be really good, potentially giving you an extra 4 attacks on that model. However, you need to be within 6 inches, so against ranged armies you probably won't get to use them unless you get into a very fortified position, or are forced to attack an objective. And if you're playing against a close combat army, then you're probably going to be smart enough to keep squishy guardsmen as far away as possible. It's still only strength 3 damage 1, so it's not always really worth the associated risks to try and close to within 6 inches. Always nice to have if the situation arises though. Unfortunately, they can't take crack grenades, which would have been a massive help against tougher models. The Sergeant can replace their Laspistol with one of the following weapons. The Bolt Pistol sucks a little less than the Laspistol. It has 4 strength, so you might actually hurt something with it. But when you can take a Boltgun for the same 1 point and get rapid fire 1 strength 4, to me the Bolt Pistol isn't worth it unless you're planning on assaulting defended enemy positions and you know you're going to get into close combat. The Boltgun costs 1 point, and it is basically just a Lasgun with strength 4. It's an excellent choice for a low cost and can give you a slight firepower boost. For me, every single sergeant should be equipped with one. The Plasma Pistol is a little expensive at 5 points, but it does give you the ability to potentially take out some pretty heavy targets. Especially using Supercharge, a strength 8 minus 3 AP 2 damage shot can do some serious damage. Plus it's a pistol, so this actually will give you a nice damage boost in close combat. One guardsman may replace their Lasgun with a special weapon from the following list. The sniper rifle can be taken in order to gain a long-range advantage over the enemy. It also gives the ability to specifically target character models, meaning your Imperial guardsman can now take pot shots at Magnus. Of course, with only 1 attack, an average strength of 4 and no AP, even with the 6+ mortal wound, you're unlikely to do much, if any, damage to a character. But at 2 points, if you're fighting a character-heavy opponent, taking a couple squads with snipers in them could be a good idea. Plus, it may actually let you outrange some of the Tau units. Yes, the glorious Flamer, cleansing the Imperium of heretics for generations. It automatically hits, is strength 4, and can land up to 6 wounds. A magnificent choice. Of course, it's expensive at 7 points, more than the guardsman carrying it, and its defensive role has been downgraded fairly heavily, as you can now just avoid Flamer Overwatch by charging from more than 8 inches away. However, the assault property does mean that it can occupy a powerful offensive role. The Grenade Launcher is an excellent force multiplier. It costs 5 points and can fire frag grenades for soft targets and a crack grenade for tough targets, and it can help take out armored units. A good anti-armor choice if you can't afford a Meltagun. or want a little more range. The Meltagun is the ultimate armor killing weapon. It has strength 8, AP minus 4, and a d6 worth of damage, and at close range, 6 inches or less, it gets 2 rolls and takes the highest. It does like the range of a plasma gun in return for higher potential damage and better AP capability. This thing makes anything a 6+ save, so it's good to overwatch charging units that have a high armor save. It does cost 12 points though, so it's expensive. The plasma gun is a flashlight, but it doesn't suck. Strength 7, minus 3 AP, and the ability to supercharge can knock down big targets. Plus, rapid fire doubles the firepower at closer range and gives it an overwatch advantage. It's only 7 points on models with a ballistic skill of 4+, rather than the 13 for other models, so it is incredibly good value on the guardsman. Finally, 2 guardsmen may form a heavy weapons team, who must take an item from the heavy weapons list. On a low point, small map game, the Mortar is king. With a 48-inch range, it can hit virtually anything on the map, and it does d6 hits. It can also target units even if they're not visible to the Mortar crew. It's not exceptional, but for 5 points, it's certainly valuable, and can help prevent your enemy from camping in a fortified position. The Autocannon is expensive, but it hits hard. With the same range as the Mortar, 2 hit rolls, strength 7 with minus 1 AP, and 2 damage. It won't be mowing down hordes of units by itself, but it can certainly take out specialist opponents that have multiple wounds and a good armor save, and it might even do okay against light vehicles. At 15 points, it's an investment, but it can definitely help out. However, if you were only looking to add 15 points to the squad, I'd take a plasma gun and a heavy bolter instead, unless the extra range is a factor. The heavy bolter is a good, straight-up anti-infantry weapon. It makes 3 attacks, it has strength 5, and the minus 1 AP helps prevent save rolls. If you just wanted to add some extra firepower to a squad, the heavy bolter is the way to go. It even maintains decent range at 36 inches, and it only costs 8 points. The missile launcher is the grenade launcher, but bigger. Twice the range, more strength, minus 2 AP on the crack missile, and extra damage to take out vehicles. This will put you out of pocket though, costing 20 points. Lascannons have 48 inches of range, 9 strength, minus 3 AP, and a d6 worth of damage. They cost 20 points, but against vehicle targets and other high toughness, high value targets, a Lascannon is without comparison for the infantry squad. You'll almost always have a good to wound value, and with the AP of minus 3, most things will be a 6+ save. Definitely a really good choice if you're expecting armor. So here ends the first part of By the Numbers. In the next part, I'll be covering melee weapons and vehicle weapons for the Imperial Guard. I hope you found this useful, and until next time.